Welcome everyone to Neverwinter on PC. My name is Reiner and today I will be talking about big upcoming mount changes. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, and if you would like to see more information over this about Neverwinter, hit the subscribe button. So a couple of days ago we already got a notification that there was going to be a mount changes block on Monday, today, the 24th of August. And here it is, the mount block. I've been reading through it a couple of times now, and this is really big. And it's not just the mythic mounts, because we already knew that was coming. There's a lot more in here that is really big. So let's just go through these changes one by one, and I will tell you what I think of all these changes step by step. So the first things, let's just not read everything, but the first thing here is mount speed. Basically what they have done is they have removed all intermediate mount speeds, and now you only have the 50% and the 140%. And how I read it is that everyone will just have this 140% even if you don't have a legendary mount. Everyone has trot and gallop. It's also not called anymore legendary mount speed or something like that. You just have those two, which actually helps a bit in the way that they were saying that mythic mounts could not go up in mount speed. They kind of circumvented having to do that by just removing mount speed from mounts altogether. So this is, yeah, fine. It's okay. I don't mind that people are fast even if they don't have a legendary mount. That's perfectly fine. So the next one is the really big one. As I said at the start already, mounts can go to mythic now, and you cannot just buy a mythic mount. You can actually upgrade them all the way from common to mythic. So you can upgrade any mount to mythic. They will not change, only their quality changes. A couple of things that they did to make that possible is that they made all mounts have 3 insignia slots now. So also the common mounts, the uncommon mounts, and rare mounts, they all have 3 insignia slots. And when you upgrade your mount, they do not change. So if you have a common mount that probably does not have any universal slots, I'm guessing, and you upgrade it all the way to mythic, it will still have no universal slots. So having a high level mount from the start still has some advantages when trying to slot insignia bonuses. Talking about insignia bonuses, there are a couple of insignia bonuses with 2 insignia slots, and I'm guessing, yeah, well, they have to be gone then. I'm not sure if they're going to add other insignia bonuses in place of those, because there were typically just lesser versions of the 3 slot insignias. Maybe we get new insignia bonuses. I don't know. That there's no mention of that in this blog. But yeah, okay, all mounts have now 3 insignia slots. Also helps, of course, if you want to get more stats from insignias. Then all mounts now have a passive and combat power. So also again, apparently all common mounts now will also have a combat power and also a passive. So everyone will have something to fill in those slots. And these powers scale up as the mount is increased in quality. So if you upgrade your mount, your passive and combat power are increased in quality. Of course, we were all used to have a maximum of the legendary mounts. So if you upgrade your legendary mount to mythic, also those legendary powers, the passive and combat powers, are increased with values. Any power shared by multiple mounts will scale to the highest quality mount that you own, which grants that power. So if you have multiple mounts that give 10,000 power, or you have one that gives 15,000 for mythic, I'm guessing, and one that gives 10,000, if you slot the dominant force, I think it is dominant force, yes, here it is, you will get the 15,000. So it always picks the highest one that you have. Mounts which previously did not have a combat power will have one of 3 generic new combat powers that either do single target damage, AoE damage, or self-heal over time. So so all of the mounts that did not have something will get a very basic power. We will have to see what exactly it does. There's no information here about this. But yeah, they sound very generic. Single target damage, AoE damage, and self-heal over time typically aren't the best powers for combat powers. So I'm guessing that these are not going to be very important. Then we get to Mount Bolster. So we already knew Bolster from Companions, and mounts will now also have Bolster. And we don't have categories as with Companions, which have the Fighter and Mythical and all those. It just picks the 10 highest quality mounts, and those determine your Mount Bolster. And Mount Bolster goes up to 100%, which doubles the effectiveness of combat powers and passives. So as you can see here, the Swarm gives 5%. I'm guessing the Mythical Mount will give 10%, which would give a total of 100%. And I think this is a little bit too much. I've talked a little bit with others about this and thought about it, and this is going to be a little bit crazy. If you think about it, we now have, just as an example, we have the War Triceratops, which gives 50,000 HP. If you scale that to Mythical, that would go to 75,000 HP. And if you have Mount Bolster, which doubles that effectiveness, it would go to 150,000 HP in that one slot. And that would be just too much, in my opinion. That would just be crazy. You would get 100,000 more HP. Of course, you would have to have 10 mythical mounts in order to get there, but already without having those mythical mounts on legendary, you also get 50% extra. So if you, for example, upgrade the Water Ceratops to mythical, you have 75, and then you have what is it? 5 times 4 is 20 plus 10% from the mythical, 30% on top of that. Where do you get? About 100,000. You also get like twice as much HP just from that passive equip power, which just is too much. I think this here should not be added. Of course, it forces people to upgrade their mounts more than one to mythical, but I think there's later on we will get another reason why people would do that, and you need to have at least 5 of them instead of 10. I think Mount Bolster is just a mistake in my opinion. So let's go a little bit back. In order to upgrade mounts, you can upgrade them, as I said, from common to mythic quality, and you can upgrade them with so-called mount upgrade tokens, and you can get them initially from the Zen market, trade bar, and from certain events such as Help It. So Help It now will have yet again another dump source to put. I'm guessing it will be in the same level as the maybe not. I'm guessing it would be in the same level as the Overload enchantments, but it would be fantastic if it's in the lower category actually, where also the companion upgrade tokens are. So maybe it would just be there. Would also be nice if you get mount upgrade tokens, for example, in the legacy campaigns, because yeah, you get other upgrade tokens there as well. But yeah, most of these tokens will be from the Zen market and the trade bar store, which both are, yeah, you have to get log boxes. Well, here you don't have to get log boxes, you have to have Zen. Trade bar store, you have to open log boxes to get them. So yeah, I guess this is not going to be super easy for everyone, but I think this is okay-ish. I hope there will be more sources coming where you can get more of these points. So, as mentioned before, insignia slots do not change as your mount is upgraded. Along with that, you do not unlock additional costumes or powers, so your mount will still look the same on the outside. if you like a certain visual, it will not change. So the mounts will still be the same, they just change quality. So the outside border will change. Mount passive powers were reworked to be a higher item level and grant more stats. So on top of what I said here about Bolster, I already gave you an example of with the current values, HP would go up to 150,000. They say that mount passive powers were reworked to be a higher item level and grant more stats. So it would be even more than that. Of course, we don't have the values that they're actually going to be, but reading as it's written here, it would be even worse than I thought with this mount bolster already. I really think this should go. And along with this, they also grant a large part of their stats to combined rating. So if you have those 150,000 HP, I guess part of it goes to combined rating, which helps again with getting other stats up, which makes it so that you can put more into power again. But yeah, that's a lot of stats coming from the mount passive powers. That's going to be way too much. We're going to get so much extra power from this change, not just power or HP, and at least so much more stats. It's going to, if nothing is tuned down, this is going to break the game a little bit, in my opinion. Yeah, so you get combined rating instead of just one stat. That means that you will not overcap one stat and leaving others below. Well, overcapping is not really an issue, because if you take power, power doesn't have a cap. There are also other powers that give AP gain and stamina gain, which also don't really have a cap, which would also be really broken if nothing would be tuned down. But yeah, the values themselves we still have to see. But yeah, so here you can see a small overview of how the new interface will look, I guess. You have mount bolster total. You have here the swarm that contributes 5% to bolster. You can upgrade it with this button here. And here you have the powers, and you can switch gallop or trot, I think it was called. And these are things. Oh, you can wait. You can change. Yeah, the appearance you could already change. Yeah, this is the mount that you're riding on. And here you have the screen that shows what the upgrade. So if you click this button, you will get this screen. And if you want to upgrade the swarm to mythic, you need 200 mount upgrade tokens, which I guess is okay. If you compare it to companions, you need 120 to upgrade your companion from epic to legendary. I'm guessing they have the same values, but I'm not 100% sure, but I'm guessing you have the same values there. But in this case, we don't have an option to upgrade our stuff with AD, which the companions do have. So that's already a lot of additional stats that we're getting, but wait, there's more. So we come to the topic of mount colors. Mounts now also can have gear, so-called colors, and you can slot colors from the quality of your mount or lower. So if you have a mythic color, which there will come in qualities from common to mythic, and a mount can only wear an equal or lower quality color. So yeah, this is what I mentioned before is the reason for people to upgrade 5 of their mounts to mythical, so you can also slot 5 mythical colors. Now the stats from these colors, as it says here somewhere, is only utility stats here. Mount colors on new items will grant benefits to your utility stats, so not your common basic stats like power, accuracy, HP, but more in the sense of movement speed, stamina regen, and things like that. I'm not sure if critical severity is also recognized as a utility stat, but yeah, I can see that there's also going to be some big items here that we can use. The mount colors will drop in dungeons, as well as some new upgrade materials. So we need Stones of Empowerment from critical drops and Greater Stones of Empowerment from Epic Dungeon Trials and Chests. So we do have another reason to run Trials. I'm guessing this is because it's common, it's a generic name here, that these Greater Stones of Empowerment will come from Tower of the Mad Mage and from the Zariel Trial. And I guess also other trials that are there, so Tiamat and stuff. I don't know if the drop rates for those things are going to be different, but you need a lot of stuff to upgrade your mount colors. But yeah, expect people to have 5 mythical mount colors at some point, depending on what exactly they are going to give. So one extra unique aspect of this color is that they come in specific types. A character can only benefit from one of a given color type at a time. So make sure to get all 5 types to maximize your benefit. So if you have a mount color that gives, for example, critical severity, speed, and stamina regen, you cannot use that same color again. So that's basically to make sure that you don't go ham in one statistic, which would be critical severity, I think, for most people. So you have to have 5 different types of colors, which, of course, if you get it in a low quality, you can always upgrade it. So then we have some Zen Store adjustments. Mounts will be cheaper. Mounts were 3,500 Zen, which was an insane amount, by the way. Even though they're account-wide, they will now be 1,500 Zen, so more than half down from the original cost. Also, the Epic Companions are going down to 1,500 Zen, and Companion Zen Market purchases are now account-wide unlocks. And this is going to be done retroactively. So if you have bought a Companion in the Zen Market in the past, and I've bought a couple of them in the past in the Zen Market, they will now be account-wide unlocks, and you can reclaim them at the, I guess, the rewards reclaim agent. Here, in many cases, the account-wide reclaims for companions will be retroactive, and players will see the reclaims for past purchases show up for the alts to claim as the change goes live. So this does not apply to all companions. So people have also bought alpha compies and other limited time companions in the Zen Market. Those are not going to be reclaimable. That would be a little bit crazy. Also, because of reclaims, they do not come with the bonding runestone anymore, which is a logical change because you can unslot them and then you would be able to sell them. So, also nice, well, at least one thing, yeah, that's also nice after this one. Apparently, lockboxes now have a 3 times as likely drop chance for the top chase price. So the legendary mounts in most lockboxes, I guess soon mythical mounts now have a 3 times as high drop rate. Now this could also mean that the mythical mounts will have the old 1.14% what it was. But yeah, this is definitely nice, and I'm happy that I saved up so many VIP keys. So yeah, this is good. I guess I need to check some lockboxes after these changes go live. At least one, but maybe more, to see what the new drop rate actually is. And then as we've seen so many times in the past, we wanted to make sure everyone could enjoy the new mount features right away. When the changes go live, players will be able to claim 1 free pack per account from the reclaim agent, which will give you some upgrade tokens, but not enough for a mythical mount, sadly. 1 free epic mount color choice pack, so here you can get the color that you want, at least one of the good ones, probably. Then 150 stones of empowerment needed to upgrade the mount color. I'm guessing you need more than this to upgrade 1 epic mount color. And then 50 greater stones of empowerment. It seems that you need a lot of these to upgrade mount color, but because I cannot imagine that this is enough to upgrade 1, let alone multiple of these. And you can get 1 free companion from the Zen Market, which is pretty nice. One free companion from the Zen market. So this is nice to get. There is no release date yet, so we don't know when it's going to be released. But yeah, this is really, really big. As I mentioned before, for me, the biggest mistake in this change is this mount bolster, because it will double the stats or the effectiveness of combat powers and the mount passive, the mount equip power, which is just too much. This is just too much, twice the effectiveness. So yeah, it's of course subject to change still. It's not out yet, so we have to see what it's actually going to be. But typically when a block like this comes out, it's going to be as it says here. I'm really curious how this is going to pan out in the future. Anyway, if you have any remarks on this video or any suggestions on what to investigate next, feel free to leave a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.